Hello, I'm Mantastic and Fantastic, and today I'm going to be playing through the Khepri Descended Snowglobe Challenge, and what you have to do to successfully complete this challenge is clear in solo mode with no continues on any difficulty with the blue snow globe you were given in the mail on your team. So I'm deciding to use an Awoken Persephone team because she is kind of exciting, and it's a slightly different style of team than what I normally play, so it's hopefully showcasing a different leader that other players may not necessarily see. It's a tank team essentially, but it has different requirements. You have to match water and dark orbs at the same time. So I bring basically dark rose subs because that's the best way to deal damage. I have lots of orb changers, and I'm not inheriting on anything onto the snow globe just because I want to showcase what it looks like if you didn't have inherits. Yes, my Lucifer has inherits, but it's more so because I can't run Reunion on the team, and that's the active I chose, and I'm running Claire to have Seiryu inherited. And both Seiryu and Reunion have combo potential with the other subs to make 2/3 darks, 1/3 other colors. So I'm just going to hop right into it and explain the dungeon as I go along. So I chose the attack badge because I don't need recovery on this team because there's already so much of it, and the damage is what's probably going to help me out the most by comparison. So in this dungeon, we only actually have 4 seconds to move orbs, so you have to move quickly. And you get 3 turns on the first floor because they do the preemptive and then they just have to start recharging again to hit you again. So I didn't hoard my dark orbs properly at the bottom. So I can make it 2-prong and that will be sufficient to kill it. So 2-prong will pick off the Minotaurs. So it's a good way to stall for skills or set up your board so you can conserve actives moving forward. Now on the next floor, it's going to spawn rows of orbs based on which color appeared. So in this case, I'm actually going to get a dark row at the bottom, and it's going to occur twice because it's the same preemptive 2 times in a row. So this is good. I don't actually have to use an active, and I can pick off this floor, and I'm going to try to not match all my dark orbs so I can hopefully have some for the next floor, which I was successful in doing. So that means on the 3rd floor, I have enough for my row as well as water orb match. So here I want to basically just kill off everything and ignore, well, I'm going to target the tan because it has high defense, and my row will be enough to pick off everything else that appears. So, just doing that. So 1 row of the water combo. I didn't want to do an extra one just in case I wasn't fast enough. And I can kind of basically stall or grind out this tan because it's not exceptionally dangerous for this type of team. So it's another way to charge up actives if you used actives beforehand because you get a couple of turns here. So it's making me some curry, which is delicious, of course. So I'm hoping like my sub-colors can kill them off, and that way I hoard my dark orbs and keep them there. Perfect. So I kept my dark orbs, and I have enough water orbs, so I can potentially one-shot this floor, which is good. So I'm going to do this. So 1 row with my water combo and a few others. This should be sufficient to pierce through because he is light-based. So good job, me. And I get some affectionate brushstrokes. And these affectionate brushstrokes do an interesting blind attack. So for those who've never played Machine Athena, this may be your first time actually seeing these dark orbs. And what happens is they're like other dark orbs where you can actually click on them and you can see what element they were. However, when you're actually matching orbs around, they don't reveal as you match. So you can still clear them off by doing proper combos, but they won't actually be revealed. So you have to either memorize it or just leave them there because they actually will be revealed in 3 turns. So looking at here, I have basically lights and hearts and with the 1 green orb at the top. So if I pop Persephone here, I'm actually able to match much more easily because I know this will make my water at the top. I have a purple already there. I'm going to make a purple row at the bottom and just go from there. So I actually matched off all but 1 of the dark orbs. So it's going to not be an issue because it's going to be revealed at some point. I know it's now a Mortal Poison orb because they changed it. And on this floor here, there are several different ways you can circumnavigate it. You can either use an active to make an orb changer, you can use a delay to delay them so it's easier to deal with, or you can use a board reshuffle to basically reset your board. And in this case here, the fairies were being quite mischievous, and they took away my hearts and my dark orbs. So my two most important orbs they decide to take away. So shame on them. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pop my Claire, get rid of all the jammers. The poison orbs still remain, but I'm actually able to... That's a terrible looking board. I'm able to... I'm going to pop Pandora for safety, and now I'm going to kill off everything, because the Magedra gets scary towards like low health. If I match the Mortal Poison Orbs, I lose 50% of my health. So 50% of my health obviously is not pleasant, but I can still survive because I'm above 50%. So I'm going to match really carefully. I could have possibly done that a little better with Cascades, but it's okay. And so you see here, I've lost 50% of my health, but anyone can survive if you're above 50%. It does 23,000 to my team, but it's because my team has 46,000 health. So on the Sphinx here, you can either wait out this combo shield or simply try and obviously use actives and burst through it. So I am going to look at my board and I'm going to think, can I overcome this combo shield while making my row and other elemental matches? So I'm at low health. I feel like I want to heal up actually instead, because it's going to be easy to stall up and I can kind of semi-prep my board, use actives, etc. So I'm healed to full health. I only have 2 hard orbs remaining, but he doesn't hit too hard, at least for like a tankier team like this. I can survive multiple consecutive hits. And I'm not too worried about getting rid of all the jammers at once, because it's going to make more for me. Every turn he's going to Sandstorm Howl unless he gets low health. So looking at my board here, this board actually looks a little bit more favorable. So I'm going to pop my Persephone right here. And I should be able to match appropriately. So there's the 5 combos. I left 1 Jammer Orb, which is awkward, but the thing is on Khepri, she's going to make jammers for me anyway, so this is not too big of a deal. So I kill the Sphinx before the combo shield. It really doesn't matter if you wait it out or do it, because after those 5 turns expire, it's just going to hit you again. Like, just continue Sandstorm Howling. Obviously, when you get at lower health, mechanics change, but if you keep them high health, it's not. So, on Khepri, there are several different ways to get to circumnavigate all her various mechanics, and I'm going to go explain all of them and actually go to the very last turn, because it might be confusing if you're doing some research on the dungeon. And I'll explain where you could have used different actives or different team builds to overcome the mechanics. So, for the first 3 turns, you actually can't kill her because she's going to absorb damage over 1,000,000. So you're really not going to kill her, so don't try. There's no point. So I'm just going to be matching my board in hopes of getting some more hard orbs, because my health is a little low. So I got 1 more hard orb appearing, so that was fun. So I actually do damage because that was lower, but she's going to be rolling out a new mechanic. So this line mechanic you see on the side here, this is interesting because all the orbs on the side you actually cannot interact with. You can't interact with them by touching them. Like, I'm touching them here. If I pick up this light orb here and I try and forcefully go sideways, nothing happens. It's like those orbs don't exist, but they do exist to a certain extent because you can still combo with them. So you see how the light orb here and then the one alongside there, they're still like kind of partially set up. So I could actually match those orbs there. I could never match the green orbs there because they're all stacked up unless a wood sky falls into place. So if I were to match a line of red here and a line of yellow here, I would actually be able to match those away. So I'm going to just showcase how that looks like. So you see here, the line of yellow is going to disappear, the line of fire will disappear, and they will disappear and new orbs will drop down. And that restriction only lasts for 1 turn, as you can see on the screen. So getting through there, keeping her health high, she's going to convert that 1 jammer into a poison orb, so that's just sad. And now she still has the shield, and she's going to actually do an awakening skill bind here. So I'm just going to try and get my health as high as possible. to survive through the next oncoming onslaught. And what happens here is that she will disable all your awakenings. Now, this won't actually affect your movement time because you never had those time extends anyways, but it means you will have lower damage because, well, you don't have like your 2 prongs, your rows, or orb enhances. And there are several ways to overcome this. The easiest way is to bring Green Odin either as a sub or as an inherit. So you could inherit your Green Odin onto your Snowglobe. So that is an option. That will clear the Awakening Binds, and you can just burst them down. Everyone's happy, happy, happy. Conversely, you could either bring just a large damage enhance. Say you have the Gemstone Princesses, or you're able to make a super board, and you're able to enhance it with a damage boost, so on and so forth. You would actually potentially just kill her right there through the Awakening Bind. That's another way to overcome it. However, I'm just going to showcase what she does after the Awakening Bind, because it's good to see all the mechanics, because not everyone has a Green Odin, not everyone has perfect inherits, so on and so forth. So, I am going to just simply be matching away, not trying to match all of my hard orbs, because I want to stall and heal up here. So she's going to go eeny, meeny, miny, mo. She's going to make a line of jammers and hearts at the bottom in varying amounts. So you want to remove the jammers if possible, because they will actually be converted into poison. And poison, as you know, is not good for your health. So keeping my health full. Still have the Awakening Bind. I guess I missed a jammer at the corner. Whoops. So it's going to do like insignificant damage, relatively speaking. And now she has 50% damage reduction for 3 turns. So again, you have all your Awakenings back. You could potentially even just go for a full burst kill. So that is another option. Like if you didn't have an Awakening Bind clear, you can simply grind it out like I just did there. And you could try to burst her down through a 50% shield. So if you play a wood-based team, this would be more efficient. Or if you play a dark-based team when she's under 50% health, she's basically, you don't gain your type advantage anymore, but you are dealing essentially full damage. So I am just going to go through here and clearly make beautiful combos, but I'm just going to keep waiting it out. So she's going to roll out here. I'm going to eat that, apparently. And I am just going to do this. Matching a little. Still keeping that 1 poison orb sad in the corner. And basically just grinding it out. So she's now actually light. So I could potentially just use my burst combo and one-shot her. But I might as well showcase her final abilities, because that's what people might be getting to the end of. So, I'm at full health. And here we go. This is the final turn before you die. Now, she's going to absorb combo shield. If you make 5 combos or less, you will heal her. So now this is where you need to match very quickly, but you also can use orb changes to your advantage. So I'm going to use my Abyssal Dark Ring here, and I'm going to use my Persephone here. So that way I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10 water orbs, and I can make enough combos to kill her from this board. It's very doable to make 6 combos, I should say. Obviously, you have to make sure you match fast enough. So let me think. So there we go. There's the optimal board. I actually make 6 combos, and you obviously could do that in various different ways. You can either bring, like, say, a Change the World that lets you move orbs freely for 10 seconds, or just use orb changers like that, because when you create bicolor boards, you're pretty much guaranteed to make 6 combos if you break them up appropriately. I went for kind of the more flashy victory, and it's also a way to ensure I do enough damage. So hopefully that was an informative video of how to play through Khepri Descended with the Snowglobe challenge using at least an Awoken Persephone team. The logic applies to other tank teams, and I'm certain you can come up with various other teams that are capable of clearing the dungeon. So let me know if you found this video was helpful. What team did you use to overcome the dungeon? So have a Mantastic day, and happy puzzling!